Alrighty, here's hoping this camera angle's not too zoomed in. What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. I am sorry about the lack of yesterday's video. I forgot to charge my camera batteries. That was not a fun thing to come home to. But today's video is dropping out of college, the unpatched cheat code to success. Or does it just make you a bum? Why don't we discuss? First of all, I have a crap ton of dishes here, so it's perfect for me to just chat about this while I'm doing all these dishes. Second of all, most importantly, my point of this video isn't to sway you one way or another. I'm honestly just going to share my personal experience, which was dropping out of college and getting a full-time job and getting to where I am now. And I will allow you to draw whichever conclusions or cherry pick which pieces of advice you want to take, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to share my kind of story and we'll go from there. I'm 25 years old, went to school and public school, all that stuff just like everybody else. And I went the community college route. I was going to do a few years at community college and then eventually take it to a 4-year. Or at least, you know, that's what they say everyone does in high school. In actuality, what I ended up doing was spending about 3 years. Dude, my cat is being so weird. She just like went into the bathroom and then scared herself from opening the door. Go take a dump if you want to take a dump. Gosh dang, I just cleaned the litter box for you. I just cleaned the floor, cleaned the litter box, then she goes in the litter box, makes the floor dirty again, and then doesn't pee. So, sorry. It's also just kind of been a frustrating day, I'm not even gonna lie. It's just my energy today has been a little... And, man. But I ended up going to community college for about 3 years, was kicked out of my parents, needed money, stopped going to school, found a job, and now I am still working at that same company, totally different department and job. But yeah, I live on my own. I don't have any roommates. I can afford my own place in the California Bay Area. It's probably one of the most expensive places to live in the US. Dude, my cat is tweaking right now. Holy crap. I don't know if she just has like zoomies or what. Do all the fitness cosplay stuff, have a girlfriend stuff, you know. I would consider, I mean, I'm happy, so hey, what more can you ask for in life? Yeah, that is sort of the like overall timeline of my journey. Being kicked out of my parents sucked. It wasn't on like necessarily bad terms or anything. There was no big like blow up or argument or anything like that. They kind of were just like, hey, you got to move out in 3 months. And I was like, okay. And this was, let's see, it was like a month before my 21st birthday, I think, is when that was. So I was like 20 years old. And they hit me with that. So I ended up moving out a little less than 2 months from that date. I ended up moving out in May of 2021. And the rest was kind of history. I had stopped going to school, or like this, my semester had just ended. Like the most current semester I was in had just ended. So it just kind of worked out that I would not sign up for next classes because I would be going, like, getting a job and doing all this kind of stuff. I already had a job, so I would just be getting more hours and that kind of thing. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like, I do not plan these videos, so I'm like trying to see really where I want to go with this. I also don't want, like, if you're in college and like that's your thing and you are a scholarly or this sounds stupid, an academic person. I feel like we're all academic people, but and there she goes into the bathroom again. college is your thing, or if you have a very exact career field or kind of timeline, and like exactly where the goalposts are and all that kind of stuff, stay in college. Do your freaking thing, stay in college, keep working hard. I'm proud of you. That's what you got to do. I'm not saying like if you got your thing going that you need to drop out of college. Absolutely not saying that. I'm more so saying it for the people who are like me and kind of just like coasting and changing their majors and not really knowing what to do and working a bunch of part-time jobs. At the end of the day, you're probably just gonna waste your time doing all that crap. Like feeling of when you think you're figuring out your life, but you're just changing your major again. You're dropping out of classes. You're just going out with friends, whatever. Respectfully, you need to lock the fuck in. Get a full-time job. Put the fries in the bag. You don't need to like literally put the fries in the bag unless you want. I mean, I worked in fast food for a little bit. It was my first job. Shout out Wiener Schnitzel when I was 15. But it might just be worth more jumping straight into the workforce. I went into a tech support job. From there, I was hired on to then be the weekend, like, kind of team lead. And then I became, like, there was, like, technically 2 more jobs. Dude, what is my cat doing? Okay, I'm gonna go chase her because I feel like it. I'm gonna get you! Sorry. Y'all mind if I tweak out with my cat real quick? She likes it when I chase her around my apartment. Sometimes she'll chase me too if I have this little... okay. College. If you are putzing around, not quite sure what to do, you don't really know what major you should do, you're not really sure about your career field, just get a job. Just get a full-time job. You're going to make some money, even if you don't have to move out of your parents or anything. Having a full-time job is a great way to do that. It's a great way to have the funds and all that kind of stuff to do that. Keeps you out of the house, keeps you just out of arguments with your parents. But yeah, I was hired on as just like bottom of the totem pole tech support agent, and worked my way up to team lead, then to other BS, like basically just the same team lead. They just had to like call it a promotion or whatever. But and then I am now working as a content writer or a copywriter for their marketing team. So totally different department change, completely different, like 180 from what I was originally doing. But now I get to do something that's a lot more aligned with who I am and what I'm good at and what I actually want to do as a career, which is write. I get to write words for a freaking living. That's awesome. So, I mean, like, if you told me 3 years ago, even, like, that this is the position I would be in, I would say, yeah, right. But I was not used to planting my seeds somewhere and rolling with it. I think that sort of a big problem with, like, it's a mindset that I still find myself struggling with, is like, we're always kind of looking for the next thing, the next gig, the next way we can make money, the next way we can move up, get more followers, all that, the next thing. But when it comes to your career, you gotta plant your seeds, dude. You gotta stick around for longer than 3 months, 6 months, longer than a year even. It takes years to, make progress in your life. Just like you would spend 4 years at college, you can't spend 3 months at a job and then expect to be making all kinds of bank and all this kind of stuff. And it was hard. Like those first couple of years as a tech support agent and stuff. I was a tech support agent for 1 year before being promoted, about 1 full year. It was tough. I also didn't have a super cool roommate situation, and that made it even more tough. Sometimes you just gotta thug shit out, dude. And it might suck for the moment, But you, 3 years later, is going to be like, damn, I'm so glad I did that. Just like me, freaking me in 20, okay, we'll say February of 2023, miserable. Like complete 180. This is a 180 freaking life change. Like, and nothing's like that different. All I did was stay at the same place, you know? So if you guys are, you know, kind of have been putzing around in college, you're not really sure what you want to do, maybe start filling out some job applications. Start small. You're not going to be hired on as a creative director for some local agency or something right out of the gate. No, I got to start at the bottom. But starting at the bottom is better than not starting at all, which is, I guarantee you, probably what 75% of these people who just putz around do. So you can either keep thinking that you're like owed something by the system or by whatever, or you can just go out there and freaking get it yourself. And yeah. Again, for those of you in college, 100% respect. I actually would love to go back and finish school at some point. But for the time, at that time, and for the time now, I need money. So that's where my decision lies. I needed money, and I couldn't live with my parents. So, hey, what kind of options does that give you? Work. Or I guess like enroll in the military, and I was not about to enroll in the military. So, no disrespect against that either. Had my best friend, that's exactly what he did. And he's doing his thing now, so hey. Everyone takes their own path. But I think you owe it to yourself to not just be farting along through life. And that count, like whether you're just chilling at home or even if you're actually going to class or going to work and stuff. Are you just kind of showing up and waiting for something to smack you in the face with this like badass opportunity? Or are you actually taking the steps to make those kind of badass opportunities happen? You know, you can wait for like to just win the lottery randomly, or you can take small gradual steps to where that lottery win is a boom, guaranteed hit. Might take a couple years, might take half a decade, even though I doubt it. I sincerely, if you apply yourself anywhere for a year, like apply as in like do good hard work, you show up and all that kind of stuff, people are gonna like you. They're gonna want to keep you. You're gonna see doors and all that kind of stuff open. So is college a scam? Shit, it might be. No, I think that's a bit too much of a statement that I could not get fully behind that. I have a lot of family members that went to, graduated from college and stuff. I feel like I am honestly the outlier in my family for having not graduated college. So I'm sure there are some of you that are in the same position. Or maybe you're in college and you're like, dude, I don't know what I've been freaking doing with my life or whatever, and I get that too. Again, just don't fall into that like waiting game, that waiting kind of cycle. You're not owed anything. The universe doesn't owe you a job opportunity or a connection or money or nothing like that. You gotta go out there and make that crap happen for yourself. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. And even like now, I'm not gonna be like, and now my life is perfect. No, dude. Trust. I still got bills to pay. I'm still a broke joke. But in comparison to where I was a few years ago, I would say I'm quite happy. I am quite freaking happy. Man, my legs are so sore from my leg day yesterday. My adductors, I was doing back squat, which I haven't been doing a lot of because I've been cutting. And my adductors were like, not fully cramping, but every time I would like stand up or like get out of an exercise after the back squat, they would just like pulse, like, it was so weird. Yeah, it was a super weird feeling. And they are freaking sore today. super weird tangent. Sorry, when I do the dishes, it's almost like a white noise and just like it clears my brain. Any thought is just able to weasel its way in there. I have a professional cosplay photo shoot tomorrow. Super excited for it. I promise you, it is not like a flex or it's not like a sponsored thing. I paid for it with my own money, and it is one of my friends who happens to be a professional photographer. I'm still freaking hyped though. My freaking train of thought just hit like a oil tanker or something in the middle of that rail track. So hey, we are on to the last dish. Oh, I forgot about my freaking Tupperware in my lunchbox. Gosh, dang it! After this, I'm going to start putting together my lunch, though, which is ground beef, sweet potato, and sugar-free Sweet Baby Ray's. Whatever you guys are going through in life, though, I feel like I've felt a lot of things. I've been through a lot of kind of stages of life and stuff, having been moved out and having to provide and fend for my own and everything for a while now. Whatever you guys are going through, just know you're not alone. And there are people that are going through the same struggles, or maybe have gone through the same struggles. And there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Even if you can't see it, know it's there. Okay? It's the biggest thing. Sometimes life has to suck before it can get better. And, not to be like a little book nerd here, just like the Count of Monte Cristo himself says, or I will paraphrase because I actually don't remember the whole quote, but the greater, or I guess, essentially the greater the suffering, the greater the reward. Or the greater the feeling of the reward, you know? If you spend a couple of years freaking having a crazy relationship, and then your parents got a divorce, and then you're working at some like retail job where you just get screamed at every weekend, it's all good. It can be like that. And just know that you're awesome. And I've been there. I've been screamed at on the phone, in person, in the parking lot, all kinds of places, by customers and whatnot. And it happens. I had a way more strong point to when I started that whole statement, and I completely forgot it by the time I was finished with the intro, so sorry about that. I feel like it was really... okay. The greater the suffering, the greater... Yes, I mean, if you spend your time doing all of this, just imagine how freaking good it's gonna feel when you hook yourself up with, your first place, or you adopt your first pet, or maybe you buy a car for the first time. All these, I don't know. So stick it out. Sometimes life is gonna be hard, and that is okay. That is totally okay. I think life being hard is good. Life being easy, that's also good. It's when there's nothing happening in your life, that's when you should be concerned. When you are falling into this state of perpetual chillment, you gotta reassess why things are the way they are. Why do you have nothing going on? Today, again, total tangent shift here. It's like weird, now that the water's off and the white noise is gone, I feel like it's harder to rack my brain and keep these thoughts going and everything. But today's going to be chest and shoulders at the gym. Looking forward to it. Hit a new low weight today on the cut, 166.6 pounds. Freaking insane. The last time I weighed that much was probably like 2020. Yeah, if not then it was the first time I ever lost weight. ever, which was when I was like 17. And I was legit just like this weird, like, skeletal shape with no muscle and just, dude. Not fun. Not fun. It was not fun to be fat and then lose a bunch of weight and then just be an even weirder shape. Not cool. Not cool at all. I know there are people out there who can relate with that. Freaking been there. I've been there, y'all. Man, I've been loving freaking some like OG Demi Lovato lately. I've had to Give Your Heart a Break stuck in my head, just and on repeat in the car, like to the gym and stuff for the last few days. What kind of music do you guys like? In the mornings, I find that I kind of like to do instrumental stuff more. Like I can't really wake up and then just be like, give me a heart a break. No, I need like, give me some like Assassin's Creed 2 soundtrack or moody jazz or fantasy ambiance. Literally like some kind of just like instrumental in like video game environment music, and I'll be set. Once the commute into work though hits, then it's usually time to start busting things out of it. I feel like I've been finding tons of new remixes and stuff for workout songs too that I've just been hitting like crazy. Foam stuff has also been coming along great. I reached out to this professional, what's the game? Oh, it was just in my freaking brain. Professional cosplayer who does foam smithing stuff. And I'm like his unofficial virtual apprentice now. So that is super awesome. We've been talking for the last couple of days. He's been giving me a bunch of really good advice. I sent him all kinds of pictures of the Sandevistan and all that. And yeah, that's really exciting. The Sandevistan is coming along great. It's almost done. I hit it with the like final coat of high gloss varnish, so it's super shiny now. And yeah, I am hyped. Cosplay stuff is going good. I got some more new Leon cosplay stuff on the way from Amazon. It's not Leon from RE4, but if you guys know what's coming out this weekend, then you can probably make a pretty good guess as to what I got on the way. Yeah, I'm going to finish up this last dish, start cooking up my ground beef. And I think that's going to be it for this day's video. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And remember, whatever you do, as long as you work hard and are showing up, it's going to be okay, dude. And you know what? At the same time, there are days where you legit just can't show up, or maybe you just can't, give it your all or something. That's okay too. As long as it's not a consistent thing, hey, it's all good. We're all human. We are all human here, except for my cat, Ophelia, who is staring at me off camera. Do you want to say hi to the audience? You look pretty comfortable, and that would require me picking you up. Except you did give me a lot of trouble with the litter box, so yeah, you can say hi to the audience. Say hi to the audience. Behold, my creature. My creature. Good girl. There you go. Yeah, I'm sorry, Daddy had to torment you because you torment him with the litter sometimes. No, that is a lie. I love her. She's my whole life. I would literally put my life on the line for that freaking cat. Don't you ever get it wrong. That was probably super loud in the mic. I'm so sorry. You guys rock. That's it for this video. See you tomorrow.